Alright, so we're going to talk about which items to use a spark on and what to craft. And it's going to be quite a bit based on what items you already have and what prior you should be crafting things. For me, I started off by making an engineering helmet and then primer molten longsword. I didn't want to do too much research behind it in the beginning, and I just wanted to get somewhat usable gear fast. And it's not bad to have a 418 weapon fast, but next week when we're getting another spark, I will probably end up crafting a Lariat. And a Lariat is here. And what it does is has a proc chance to give you secondary stat based off of what secondary stat gems you have. So to give you a better view of the Lariat, I'll just take it like this, and we have it here. The thing is, you can obviously add 2 more sockets into this, and then based off of what gems you have in it, it's gonna give you different procs. So let's say you have a gem like this, you're gonna get haste and versa proc. If you want the pure versa proc, you would go for just versa. But I would say that is one of the few items to craft. Reasoning behind it is just the proc makes it be a better necklace than whatsoever most other necklaces. And if you consider weapons, this embellishment, for example, is not gonna make this weapon into a better weapon than other weapons. This weapon is in proc, it's around 1 to 2% more damage, which feels still a little. So I'm just gonna remove the embellishment to be able to use to use the embellishment somewhere else. The second thing that I believe I want to craft is going to be bracers. Where do I have them? Here they are. Allied wrist guard of companionship, but then again, that's not scaling too much. So we're going to take them up here, and then we can place this in maximum quality, and we can see what they actually give. So this is grants 6 versatility for every ally in a 30-yard radius, stacking up to 4 times. That's a constant of 224 versa, which is quite nice. And you can also compare this to the chest proc, which is quite big, but then again, by going so much lower item level on the chest, which has a higher base stat amount that it gives compared to wrists, would probably negate the effect even. And this is also RNG, so it's not constant. The wrists are constant. It's a constant 226 versa buff as long as they are in range. So that is probably one of the items that we're gonna have for a longer time, and probably gonna end up using throughout the season based off of what you actually have and what you not have. I think that is our goal, to keep those. Another thing is there's a frost fire bolt. A frost fire bolt, like this is kind of whatever. We're gonna look it up here just to get a more clear view as well. So your spells and abilities have a chance to inflict a lingering frost spark, dealing 10.5k frost fire damage over 10 seconds. Like, you don't really care too much about this. It's some damage, right? Not sure how much it is. I think whatever it is kind of whatever. What we are interested in is that it is frost fire damage. Frost fire damage counts as obviously both frost and fire damage, and that means that this ring can proc off of the damage of that belt. So yeah, it procs the rings precisely. So that's That's one reason to use it. If you have these rings, but without these rings, it's whatever. Do not craft it without these rings. But if you get both rings, okay, go for it. Then that is going to be one usage, and I think the second one might be lariat or wrists. That's hard to say. There's these trinkets. The thing about the trinkets is that trinkets are quite a strong thing, and another thing that you might want to switch out from week to week, based off of what it is. So I don't think it's worth putting it into a craft, because it's also going to be a lower item level than other trinkets. And this is not giving any main stat, or it's not giving main stat constantly, which I don't like. This is shield of the heart. You know, the scaling is should be an embellish. Might be wrong though. Good night, Chuckles. Fuck do you mean, man? There's this shield, and the thing that is, the shield is looking alright, I guess. Nothing too special. I guess, yeah. It's nothing too special. Got a proc of versatility, which I don't really like too much because it's a proc lasting for 15 seconds. We'd rather have defensives constantly, or something that we can unuse. 424 shield though? Is the shield higher item level, you say?
My goods are crafted with great care.
Huh? Ah, yeah, precisely. That's another thing. There are higher item level weapons and shields and so forth. So it's not really worth it in that matter. In my opinion, to craft weapons or shields in general, I think the weapon is alright, because it's a huge deal to get a 418 weapon this early, but it's not something we're gonna have for a longer time. So I would also say, fuck the shield, don't make that. Longsword, I think you can craft it, but don't use it as an embellishment. You can craft it until you get a better weapon. I think these are a bit interesting, but the same idea goes with these. That, you know, it's just at the start of a pull. And imagine you would have like a I don't know, maybe a 20% uptime. Not even that, probably less. So it's a lot though. I mean, that's 600 haste there. How much is it when they actually get item low? Maybe 700. 239 haste for 10s. That's a lot of fucking haste, man. Let's divide that by 6 even. Well, you know, so it's like 200 haste constantly. That is still a lot. I think this is a fair option, but the other thing that is kind of reducing the value out of this is that it's at the start of a pull, and at the start of a pull we're usually gathering mobs around, and most likely we're not as efficient in our damage as we otherwise usually would be, and a secondary stat or stat in general will not benefit us as much as it would be in the middle of the fight. So I would disregard these as well. I don't think this is worth it, no. You might as well just get the Lariat and use Versa gems or something instead, and you would probably make up for it. Unless you feel like we might end up needing panic buttons on bosses on Tyrannical Weeks, but I don't think that should be the case. There should be other things to do then, and this should not be what we're making. We have, as we talked, the chest plate. Well, no, I wouldn't say that either. And we have an alchemist stone as well. But we're gonna say fuck to that. food duration embellishment. Well, I don't know, personally I wouldn't craft anything with food duration embellishment, I think. Maybe. So, to TLDR everything, in the end I think we're gonna have the wrists. Wrists that proc versa, I think we're gonna keep those. I think we should keep those throughout the expansion. I think they would make up for the lacking item level that we could have on an item. You know, it's 200 versa. It's a lot. Even more, right? No, it's 200. 222 or 24, I think what's the conclusion we came to? 224 versa. I mean, that is not bad. And on top of that, probably the Lariat. Because, again, the procs are going to outvalue a higher item level necklace.